You can't separate Christianity and politics. Right from the start of Jesus' ministry, he announced that he'd come to bring good news to the poor, set captives free. Throughout his ministry, he kept returning to his message about the kingdom of God, which was like a new social and spiritual order he was bringing in which God was in control rather than corruption and selfishness and injustice, and in which everyone was treated with dignity and forgiveness and compassion. When you look at Jesus' life, you see very clearly that his teaching and ministry weren't only spiritual, he was deeply practical and social and political. One of the most famous examples of Jesus' outspokenness was when he overturned the tables of the money changers outside the temple. He wasn't saying that it's wrong to sell things in church buildings or that religion itself is wrong. He was angry at how huge superstructures control and exploit innocent people. In this case, the temple money people, who said that worshippers had to buy such and such at whatever extortionate prices they themselves set, so that ordinary devout people trying to live out their religion were trapped by other people's greed and exploitation. Injustice and greed and exploitation and trapping people were the things that Jesus had come to turn the tables on.
I will hold your people in my heart.
And so over the years, over the centuries, Christians have been extremely concerned with social and political issues and very vocal as well. And the church traditionally has had a very strong social justice concern and presence in the world. And there seems to be a pattern in which it's often been the most deep prayers or the most contemplative Christians that have often been the most socially aware and socially concerned and outspoken. That includes monks and nuns themselves, who, as well as having very active ministries, might also try to get things sorted at the root of the problem as well, so that as well as tending to the symptoms of maybe bad government policies or bad structures in society, they'll also be part of political campaigns and protests. And the most famous example I can think of are the nuns on the bus who are Catholic nuns in America, who travel the country in this bus and will raise social awareness about issues and will also campaign for changes to be made right at the root of problems in society. It was actually some Franciscan sisters who introduced me to being part of peaceful political protests. So here are a couple of photos I took myself when I went. This was Good Friday, quite a few years ago now, and we were campaigning at a factory that made nuclear weapons on this occasion. And I was with some Franciscan sisters and brothers, and there were some sisters from another order as well. And this is an example of trying to have a very Christian presence and voice at a campaign or a protest. And this was a photo I took of a sister actually being arrested at this protest. And I think the idea was that this was in California, where at protest you could kind of choose to be arrested if you wanted to make your point even further. So apparently some religious communities, they would elect or choose that one of the members of their community would formally be arrested, so that then on government documents it would be officially recorded that a religious sister or brother had been arrested in speaking out against or about such and such social issue or cause. So not every religious sister is going to go out getting arrested, and not all religious sisters are going to be able to attend public political protests, but I'm pretty sure that all religious sisters will be very concerned about politics and social issues, and all the sisters I know will make sure to watch the news or read the news every day, follow it very closely. And just like in a local church, you might get differences in the same religious community of how the sisters vote. So even in the same convent, you might have some sisters who vote Conservative living alongside some sisters who vote Labour, for example. But the one thing, so that there isn't a set, this is how religious sisters will vote, but the one thing that's the same across the board is that just the more you grow in prayer and the more you grow in your relationship with Jesus, the more you naturally care about social issues and political issues, and you just see it as so important as a Christian to vote in elections. So yes, nuns vote, and from what I've heard from especially the community that I go to frequently, they'll all go out together to the polling station on voting day. So yeah, if you're in Britain on the 8th of June and you happen to live near a monastery or a convent or a priory, you might just catch sight of a group of religious brothers or sisters in habits at the polling station.